بل هو آيات بينات في صدور الذين أوتوا العلم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين. أما بعد. We continue our readings in the book Buloogh Maraam by Hafiz Ibn Hajar Al-Asqalani rahimahullah ta'ala, reading from the chapter Kitab As-Siyam min Kitabi As-Siyam. The author, he mentioned narrations, and he mentioned the narration of Aisha radiyallahu anha. قال رحمه الله تعالى: وعن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت: كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقبل وهو صائم ويباشر وهو صائم ولكنه أملككم لإربه. متفق عليه، واللفظ لمسلم وزاد في رواية في رمضان. The author, he mentioned rahimahullah ta'ala the narration of al-Mu'mineen Abdullah Aisha radiyallahu anha, that she said that the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he used to kiss while he is fasting, and he used to touch. He would touch her while he is fasting. كان يقبل وهو صائم, and he would kiss while he is fasting. ويباشر والمباشرة هنا المراد مباشرة يعني لمس البشرتين. He would touch the skin, or he would touch his wife. He would touch like in this manner وهو صائم, while he is fasting. But she mentioned رضي الله عنها ولكنه أملككم لإربه, but he is the most in control of his desires, or he is the most of you who is in control of his desires. Muttafaqun alayhi. And this particular wording is by Imam Muslim. In one narration, the author, he mentioned that it is mentioned in the narration fi Ramadan, in the month of Ramadan. So we see the author is mentioning the issue with regards to kissing, al-qubla. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقابل وهو صائم. He would kiss his wife while he is fasting. Likewise, he would touch her while he is fasting. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had the most charge. He had the most self-control over his desires sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one narration is mentioned that this was in Ramadan, to clarify that it's the same. The ruling is the same with regards to the obligatory fast and the non-obligatory fast. It's the same ruling, meaning the permissibility of a qubla. A qubla is a kiss, and mubashara is touching another person. This is permissible for the fasting person, and there's no difference between the obligatory fast and the non-obligatory fast. But there's a great benefit here. Aisha radiyallahu anha, she's mentioning that this would occur from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, but then she mentioned after that, وَلَكِنَّهُ أَمْلَكُكُمْ لِإِرْبِهِ. But he is the one, he has the most control over his desires. He is from amongst you the one who controls his desires the most. So this is something that the people shouldn't be deceived by. And this is what the meaning of the statement of Aisha here, radiyallahu anha, that you shouldn't take this lightly or think that you are like the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, because the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he had great self-control, and he was safe from doing anything that would invalidate his fast. As for the likes of other than him sallallahu alayhi wasallam, then they do not have that same control or that same self-control, and possibly they may do something that could invalidate their fast if they were to perform the kiss or the touching in this manner like this. So here we have the issue of a qubla during fasting, and touching, likewise mubashara, touching during during fasting. The ulama, they have mentioned there's a differences of opinion with regards to this, but the best opinion, and Allah knows best, is that it's permissible for an individual to kiss his wife, the type of kiss that is known as a qubla rahmah. The first ulama, they mentioned that kisses are different types. Kissing and qubla is different types. There's one that's known as the qubla rahmah, the kiss of mercy, like the type of kiss that a man will kiss his children on the forehead, or kiss his wife out of mercy, likewise on the forehead. This type of kiss, it does not have any desire along with it. لا تسحبها شهوة إطلاقا. It doesn't have any desire along with it. It's a kiss of mercy and kindness. So this type of kiss is permissible, and there's no issue about this with regards to the ruling. It's permissible. This is the type of kiss that has no shahwa along with it. It has no desire. It has no desire along with it. It's permissible. The second type of kiss would be a qubla to shahwa. It's the type of kiss that has along with it a desire. That has along with it desire. It has the desire. Or it would stir up, or it would stir up the desires. Or would bring emotion along with it. This type of kiss, the ulama, they differed about, and they have made some details with regards to that. This qubla that has a shahwa with it, that has a desire with it, the ulama, they mentioned that if an individual, he is somebody who is able to control himself, then it's permissible for him, but it's disliked. The type of kiss that has along with it shahwa. For an individual who he knows himself, and he knows that he can control himself from performing anything that will invalidate his fast, it's permissible, but it's disliked. It's disliked. As for the type of kiss, qubla, that has a shahwa, and an individual, he is not safe. He's not able to control himself. He knows from himself that possibly this could cause him to break his fast, then it's haram for him and not permissible. And it's haram for him and not permissible. So we see with regards to the qubla, from the narration of Aisha radiallahu anha, there are two types. One of them does not have any type of desire along with it. So this one is permissible, and there's no issue with regards to that in the ruling. As for the kiss that has a desire with it, then it returns back to the individual. To the individual. If the person is known that he is able to control himself, that he would not do anything that would invalidate his fast, then it's still disliked for him, because he's exposing himself to, or he's exposing his fast to possibly being invalidated. But it's preferable for him to not perform this qubla. As for the one who is not able to control himself, and that this qubla that has a desire along with it could lead him, and he knows himself from this, lead him to losing or to breaking his fast, then it's impermissible for this type of person to make a qubla. And likewise, the mubashara and the touching has the same ruling. And likewise, the ulama, they mention along with this, every other action like hugging and touching and any other talking and the likes, they carry the same ruling. They carry the same ruling. The talking and the touching that has along with it desires, and it causes the emotions and the desires to move and to become strong, then that has the same ruling as the qubla. It has the same ruling as the qubla. As for then it's disliked for this person to do this if he is able to control himself. As for the one who is not able to control himself, then it's not permissible. Then it is not permissible. It is not permissible for this individual. So we see here now the author Ibn Hajar rahimahullah ta'ala, he's beginning to discuss the issues, what the ulama, they call them mufsidat as-siyam. Likewise, they call them mufattirat as-siyam, the actions that will invalidate the fast, the actions that would invalidate the fast. We have seen in the previous class from the narration of Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu that there are actions that deplenish the reward of the fast. There are actions that deplenish the reward of the fast, and these are the sins the sins of the hands and the sins of the feet, and the sins of the tongue and the eyes and the ears and the likes, actions of disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These actions, they do not invalidate the fast, but they decrease the reward of the fast. Now here the author is mentioning the issues that invalidate the fast. The issues that invalidate the fast. They call them mufattirat as-siyam, the ulama, or likewise they call them mufsidat as-siyam. And they are the actions that invalidate the fast. These mufattirat, they return back to three. Usul al-mufattirat thalatha. The three fundamental things that invalidate the fast are three. There are three of them. The fundamental principles that invalidate the fast, there are three. Al-aklu wal-shurbu wal-jima'. Al-aklu wal-shurbu wal-jima'. And this is found in the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala في آيات الصيام. فَالْآنَ بَاشِرُوهُنَّ وَابْتَغُوا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ ثُمَّ أَتِمُّوا الصِّيَامَ إِلَى اللَّيْلِ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has mentioned the permissibility in the nighttime of having relations, sexual relations with the family, with the wife, and He has made it permissible to eat and to drink, and this is until the Fajr has become clear. حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ, until the white light of dawn has come clear. مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. And then at this time it's obligatory to complete the fast until the night time. So these are the three things that are from the usul of the mufattirat. Al-jima', which is sexual relations, and then likewise eating and drinking. Eating and drinking. These are the three fundamental issues that will break the fast, invalidate the fast. They break the fast and they invalidate the fast. But the ulama, they put along with, and in the same meaning as eating and drinking, likewise, the ibr, al-mughadhiya, the injections that are nourishing. Injections that are nourishing. Injections that are nourishing. Because it has been witnessed in our time, an individual, for example, he will be unconscious, but he will have an IV and he can be provided an injection that will sustain his body and will nourish his body, and he will be able to live. Now he will be able to live from this nourishment that he receives from an injection. So these type of injections that are called mughadhiya, which has ghidha, which is nourishment, then this type of injection will break the fast, and it's included along with al-akli wa-shurb. It's included along with eating and drinking. It's included along with eating and drinking. Likewise, from the issues that will be considered or take the same ruling as eating and drinking, the ulama, they mentioned nasal drops, or to take some or inhaling water likewise into the nose until it goes down the throat. Likewise, this will break the fast, to inhale water and then to swallow, for it to go down the throat into the stomach. This will break the fast. Likewise, if a person put nose drops for a type of treatment or some medication in the nose, and then it goes down and he tastes it in his throat, then it would go past his throat. This will break the fast, and this is because it has been narrated from the hadith of Laqit ibn Sabira radiyallahu anhu that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him. He said, speaking about wudu and how to make tahara, and he said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Barigu fil istinshaq illa an takuna sa'iman." He said to go to extremes making istinshaq. Istinshaq yani idkhal al-ma' fil anf wa ikhrajuhu. Well, the istinshaq is when you put the water in the nose for wudu and bringing it out. Whenever a person puts water in the nose and brings it out, this is called istinshaq. The sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is to make mubalagha in doing this, meaning to bring it far up into the nose. To bring it far up into the nose and bring it out. Naam, jazakumullah khair. Hadith Laqit ibn Sabira radiyallahu anhum. Baligh fil istinshaq illa an takuna sa'iman. So make the istinshaq very mubalagha is to do something, to go to extremes, to do it very well. So the Prophet ﷺ, whenever he would make wudu, he would make the wudu and bring the water high up into his nose and bring it out. And I heard Shaykh Sulaiman al-Ruhaili Hafidhullah Ta'ala mention that today's science and medicine has mentioned that there are great benefits in that, getting it high up into the nasal cavity of the water and bringing it out, because it's removing lots of bacteria or lots of things that could cause sickness and the like. So it's a great benefit in that. But in any case, the point of the issue here is that he said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to do this in the wudu, illa an takuna sa'iman, except whenever you're fasting. Except whenever you're fasting, because of the possibility that one may bring it up in the nose, and the water is well known, and it goes from the nasal passage to the throat. So this could be a reason for the person to break the fast. So therefore the ulama, they have mentioned like this. Likewise, in that same meaning, is taking medication in the nose. Medication in the nose. And the proof for this is the narration here of Laqit ibn Sabira radiyallahu anhu. As for eye drops, the narration will come inshallah, but we'll mention the rulings now. As for the eye drops, then the ulama, they mention it's permissible. And likewise ear drops. Even if a person who were to take the eye drops or the ear drops, and then even if he tasted it in his throat possibly, it would not invalidate his fast, because these are not passages for food and drink, and there's no text with regards to them. So the origin is that it's not something that would break the fast. It's not something that would break the fast. So we see that the three things, the three usul and the mufsidat, or the mufattirat al-siyam, they are al-jima' wal-akl wal-shurb. What has the meaning of akl and shurb? Injections. What type of injections? Nourishing injection, nourishment, the one that has nourishment. As for injections that do not have nourishment, then they do not break the fast. And for example, the ulama, they mentioned, like Shaykh Ibn Baz rahimahullah ta'ala mentioned about insulin shots. They do not break the fast. But it's preferable if a person could wait until the nighttime to do it, or in the morning to do it. It's better if it's possible, just to avoid any differences of opinion. But inshallah, it will not break the fast. Insulin shots. Likewise, shots in the shoulder or shots in the arm and the likes like this into the muscle. This does not break the fast. Even a shot going into the vein, but it is not a shot that is nourishing, then this one likewise does not break the fast. Now, this one does not break the fast. Everything that, whenever the ulama, they mention al-aklu wa shurbu, kulu wa shrabu, eat and drink, the food and the drink that breaks the fast. What is intended here with regards to breaking the fast, that is called mufattir or mufsid, everything that is eaten, whether it's halal or haram, whether it's nourishing or whether it's not nourishing, eating it, swallowing it. If somebody swallowed, for example, a marble, this will break his fast. A marble has no benefit. If it has no nourishment, but it will break his fast. He swallowed it on purpose. This will break his fast. If he ate something that is permissible, it will break his fast. If he ate something that is impermissible, it will break his fast. Something that is beneficial, something that is harmful, all of these things that are eaten or ingested knowingly and willfully, they break the fast. Now, this is what is included in the meaning of eating and drinking. Now, everybody understand that? That part is clear? Tayyib. Likewise, from the issues that break the fast is the issue of al-inzal. Inzal al-mani. Al-mani bishahwa. Inzal al-mani bishahwa. Naam, al-mani is semen. Al-mani is semen. And for the semen to come out along with desire intentionally, this breaks the fast. Whether a person did it caused it to come himself, or somebody else caused it, or if it was from the kiss or from the touching or the likes like this, and without having the actual relationship, without having the actual intercourse, just the fact that it is ejaculated, this will break the fast. This will break the fast. It's called inzal al-mani bishahwa. Inzalu al-mani bishahwa. And to mention the mani, this is the fluid that is called semen. This is what the child is Allah create the child from this fluid. This breaks the fast. The ulama, they mention, and one thing leads to the mention of another, but for clarification, the fluids that come from the male private are four. The first one is al-bawl, urine. This one is najis. This one is najis. It doesn't break the fast. Breaks the wudu, but it doesn't break the fast. Naam. The other one that comes is the mani. This is what we're discussing now. Al-mani. Naam. Al-ma' al-ghalid. Alladhi minhu al-walid. Naam. Al-mani. This one, if it comes out intentionally, naam, with pleasure, meaning if it comes out by his own choice and with pleasure, then this means it breaks the fast. It breaks the fast. It breaks the fast. We have to make a difference between coming out without intercourse. If there's intercourse, there's going to be a different ruling. Intercourse meaning that it enters in. There's penetration. So there's different rulings for this. And one of the benefits here, from this narration that ulama they mention is that we see Aisha is narrating these things that are occurring inside the home of the Prophet ﷺ and their personal issues. And there are things that normally a person would be shy to mention. But with regards to the clarifying the haqq and clarifying the ruling of Allah Azza wa Jal, then there's no shyness in that. There's no shyness in that. So these things would be mentioned for the purpose that normally a person, he wouldn't discuss these types of issues outwardly. But for the purpose of clarifying the haqq, and if there is a religious ruling related to it and a hukum of Allah Azza wa Jal related to it, then at this time there's no shyness and it should be mentioned. As al-Mu'mineen Aisha radiallahu anha, she mentioned in this narration. So then we see that the mani, it breaks the fast. It breaks the fast. The other type of fluid that comes from the male private part is called the madhi. The madhi. The madhi is a fluid, a sticky fluid, and it's thin and sticky, different from the one from the semen. It's different from the semen, and this one, it comes whenever there is desire. The thought of desire, it comes before the mani. The mani breaks the fast. The madhi, what is correct, and Allah knows best, is does not break the fast. The madhi does not break the fast. Naam, if it comes, even if it came because of shahwa, because of desire, it does not break the fast. It breaks the wudu. Naam, but it does not break the fast. Going back with regards to the mani, it's tahir. We mentioned in the beginning, al-bawl, najis. The urine is najis. It's impure. That means if it gets on someone's clothes, they have to clean it off. As for the mani, the one that the child is created from, this one is, did I say it's, al-bawl is impure. Impure. Now, and the mani, the semen is pure. It's pure, it's tahir. But it's something that is mustaqdar. It's something that is found to be gross. Something that's, if it's on you, it's something that is not, it's not light for it to be there, or something that somebody be shy, so that it's preferable to remove it, to wash it, but not because of its najasa, rather it's tahir, but because it is something that is qadr, something that is dirty and filthy, so one want to wash it off for this reason. He wouldn't want to have it on him. But it's pure. As for the madhi, then this one is impure. But it's called a najasa khafifa. It's a less of an impurity than the bawl, than the urine. But the point is here, the bawl, it doesn't break the fast. The mani, it breaks the fast. The madhi, it does not break the fast. And there's another one that's called al-wadi. Al-wadi. It is another fluid. It looks like the mani. It looks like the one that the child is created from. It looks like the semen. It's white and thick, but it comes normally after passing urine. It comes normally after passing urine. Only to some people, not to all people. Sometimes it comes in the cold seasons too. But this one has the same ruling as the bawl, and it does not break the fast. It does not break the fast. So we see that the mani, it breaks the fast. The mani, it breaks the fast. Everybody's clear with this? Likewise, the issue of throwing up. The author is going to mention al-qay. Throwing up intentionally breaks the fast. Also, there's the issue of hijama. The issue of al-ihtilam, the wet dream. This one does not break the fast. That's why the ulama, they mention it comes with a shahwa, yani ikhtiyari. It comes bi-ikhtiyarihi, al-khuruj al-mani bi-shahwa or bi-ikhtiyarihi. It comes along with desire and by his own choice. Now, as for the one who had a wet dream, he seen and he woke up and he had this mani on him after waking up from sleeping, then this one does not break the fast either, and this is because it did not. It was not by his choice. It was not by his choice. Ahsant. Jazakallah khairan. Now, and then likewise from the issues, the author is going to mention the narrations, and we will continue to read inshaAllah, but just mentioning the mufsidat in general. Likewise, throwing up intentionally is from the mufsidat. And likewise, there's a great difference of opinion with regards to cupping, hijama. And the majority of the ulama, they mentioned that it does not break the fast, but many of the ulama, they mentioned that it does break the fast. Likewise, the nifas and the hayd and the menses, these issues break the fast. So if a woman, for example, her menses came 5 minutes before Maghrib, her fast is finished. Her fast is finished. Even if she fasted all day long, and then 5 minutes or a few moments before Maghrib, before the adhan, before the setting of the sun came, then her fast would be invalidated by this blood, by the menses, or by the nifas and the likes. Now, likewise, if it came in the morning time or any time, this is the case. This is something that breaks the fast. So we see that with regards to these mufsidat, that there are conditions for them to actually invalidate the fast. So these are the issues that invalidate the fast. Then there are conditions for them to invalidate the fast. And the first condition is that it must be by intention. It must be by intention of the individual. For example, eating and drinking. Right? It must be by intention. If a person went outside and it was a dust storm, or he's working in a field and some dirt flew in his mouth without his intention and he swallowed it unintentionally, this will not break his fast. If a person was asleep, for example, and somebody threw water on their face, they won't get up. Get up, it's time for Asr, for example. Get up. He won't wake up. They throw water on his face. It goes in his mouth. He swallows it. He wakes up swallowing water. It doesn't break his fast. It doesn't break his fast like this in this manner. This is because he does not have the intention. The evidences will come, inshallah, for these proofs. We just mentioned them generally now. Likewise, he has to be remembering. Sometimes an individual may perform something and then forget, and then completely forget. If he forgot, then it doesn't break his fast. He ate forgetfully, it doesn't break his fast. Drinking forgetfully, it doesn't break his fast. Likewise, a person, some of the ulama, they differed about this one, but Shaykh Uthaymeen, rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentioned also he has to be upon knowledge. He has to know. So he has to know the ruling. He has to know the ruling. If he broke the fast unintentionally based upon ignorance of the time, for example, he thought it was Maghrib, but it's not Maghrib, then it doesn't break his fast. He thought it was still time for suhoor, and he kept eating, and he didn't know. Then it doesn't break his fast. Although Shaykh Ibn Baz, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said it does break his fast. This is the issue that a person want to be cautious about. But in any case, no doubt about it, there must be an intention. It doesn't break the fast if the one he did not intend to break the fast. If he was forced intentionally, if he was coerced and forced to break the fast, for example, it would not break his fast. His fast would be fine in the manner like this. Now, and we will close here today from the reading. But if anybody has any questions, they can ask a question. The brothers can ask a question, or sisters can write a question if there are any questions or comments or corrections. Now,
yeah, I have a question. So you mentioned that the woman comes on it like 5 minutes before Maghrib. She has to make a
Make up, yes, she has to make up the whole day. The woman that her menses came just before Maghrib, she has to make up the whole day. Now.
You say about some food goes in by the ear, by the shut, doesn't, no, not food, but some fluids.
Aywa.
But you said going up the nose, if it went down, it would break your fast.
Nah.
But it has to be by mistake, you said. Is that clear? Do I understand it right? You said if he made the went down, did that break his fast, or it has to be?
According to Shaykh Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, if he made istinshaq and then water accidentally went down his throat, it wouldn't break his fast. It wouldn't break, because he didn't do it intentionally. But the benefit we get from this narration that it would break the fast if somebody did it intentionally. Now, or if somebody, for example, took the medication, the drops, intentionally, nose drops, or something like this, intentionally, he took them. This will break his fast because of this narration. Now, anyway, now.
So does that extend to like something like somebody spilled something on them and like not intentionally like licks it off or something like that, or spits it out?
If somebody?
Like, so say if you like pour some water for your child or something like that, or honey or something like that, drops on your finger, and you're not thinking because it's the fast, and then you look all of a sudden, you go run.
Yeah, no problem. No, it doesn't break the fast. No, this one doesn't break the fast. Eating food unintentionally, on accident, forgetfully. No, it doesn't break the fast. No.
This eye drop and ear drop is not a break of fast.
Eye drops and ear drops. No, the ulama, they mentioned it doesn't break the fast. Shaykh Ibn Baz, he mentioned what is correct is it doesn't break the fast. Eye drops and ear drops. They mentioned for the nose because there's a proof for that directly, the hadith. بَالِغْ فِي الْإِسْتِنْشَاقِ إِلَّا أَن تَكُونَ صَائِمًا. Bring the water deep into your nose except whenever you're fasting. As for the eyes and the ears, there's no narration for that, and the origin is that this is not a means or an avenue for bringing food and drink into the body. Now,
considering the fact that we use our phones to judge the adhan in the morning, what is the ruling on the people that are eating some food and maybe the adhan comes and they want to finish what they have? So that's not
now. Just heard yesterday a fatwa from Sheikh Al-Fawzan, a recording, a recent fatwa from Sheikh Al-Fawzan, Hafidhullah Ta'ala. He mentioned about this actual issue of when to stop making sahur, when to stop eating the sahur, and he mentioned that you follow the time on the Qura, taqweem. He mentioned the taqweem of Qura, you follow this. So if it says on this time you stop, that this is the time of the adhan, that time you stop. But the origin is, with regards to this, is the statement of Allah Azza wa Jal, فَكُولُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. That you eat and drink until the distinguishing line of the day, the light of the day and the night have become clear. حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّن, until it's clear. Because of this, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he mentioned, حَلَ اللَّهُ لَكَ أَن تَأْكُلَ حَتَّى مَا دُمْتَ shakin, or ma shakakta, like this, the narration, ma shakakta. Allah has made it permissible for you to eat the food in the morning time or at night time, so long as you're doubting. And he's doubting, is it really Fajr or not? Like this, but what? Because حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ, until it's clear, the line is clear from the night until the day. So at this time, this is whenever the person has to stop eating, when it's clear that it's Fajr. So whenever the Fajr comes in, if a person can see it and he knows that the Fajr came in, he can see the light on the horizon and he knows that's Fajr, at this time he has to stop. And the ulama, they mention if there's a mu'adhin that makes the adhan at that time precisely, then he has to stop. But then the ulama, they have made effort to have the time, the prayer schedule, particularly of Qura, they have made the effort to strive to have that precisely on that time. So they have made this time on the prayer schedule to be like a sign likewise for the setting and for the rising of the sun. For the setting and the rising of the sun. So a person who will follow that, so long as he does not know that it's wrong. If he knows, like for example, it says that Fajr is at 5:30. He's outside and he can see in the field and it's still dark. He can keep eating. Or if he sees before that the light is coming up, then he'll go by what he sees. And if not, he goes by this. Some of the ulama, like Shaykh Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentioned that if the mu'adhin is going by the calendar because there has been some inaccuracy that's not 100% correct, that he can keep eating as long as the adhan is going, but the best thing is to stop. The best thing is that whenever that time comes, you stop eating. Now, the best thing is to stop. Although there is a narration, the Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned that if the person, he had a drink in his hand, and he was drinking from it, and the adhan came, he should not put his drink down until he takes his full. Now, this doesn't mean some people misunderstood this. They put a big plate of food in front of them and they have a big drink here, like a 44, go 44, American drink. And then, no, the food is in front of me like this, so they have it like that. The meaning is that the one he had, he was in the mix, he was at that moment taking a drink. And the adhan came. What does he have to do? Spit it out? La. The Prophet ﷺ, he let him, this person, he has a license, he has a rukhsah to finish, to take his need from that, and then put it down. The ulama, they mentioned likewise, along with that, from analogy, if they had a piece of food. If he had a piece of food, like, not a sandwich, a piece of food. If he had a piece of food, he had it in his mouth, or he's putting it in his mouth, and the adhan came, he doesn't have to spit it out, he'll finish. Now, so the best thing to do to keep that, because this is a great pillar of Islam, Siyam, Ramadan. This is a pillar fulfilling a great obligation. This is a very great opportunity for a Muslim to receive the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla and forgiveness of Allah Azza wa Jalla and a great reward from Allah Azza wa Jalla and fulfill a pillar of His deen. So he wouldn't want to just take it lightly. So the best thing is to get up in time, the person take his full before the adhan goes off or the time goes off, and that way he doesn't have any doubts about his fasting. As for somebody who lived out further away and they can see the horizon clearly, then he will follow what he sees. And if not, then we follow the schedule, and Allah knows best. Now,
What if you swallow, but like there's no liquid or spit in your mouth, you just swallow, like the action, it happens.
Swallowing spit. The ulama, they mentioned it doesn't break the fast. Even if you gather it in your mouth, what is correct to spit, because it's part of your body, it's already there. So you swallow it, it doesn't break the fast. As for the phlegm, then that's different issue. The phlegm is two types. One of them that comes from above, from the head, and comes down. This one, it doesn't break. It normally comes and it just comes and it'll be down in the throat, and the person can't do anything about it. He doesn't feel it. Before he knows it, it's in his head and then it goes down his throat. This one doesn't break the fast. As for the one that comes up from the bottom, from the chest area, and the likes like this one that comes up into the mouth, this one a person has to spit it out. Shaykh Uthaymeen rahimahullah, he mentioned that it's impermissible to swallow it at any time, fasting or not fasting, because this is something that is not beneficial, it's harmful. So you want to get it out. If it comes in the mouth, get it out. But some of the ulama, they mentioned that if it came up into his mouth and then he swallowed it will break his fast. The phlegm. Now, the mucus, if it comes, akramakum Allah, up into the mouth and then he puts it back down his throat, this one will break the fast. As for saliva and the spit in the mouth, it doesn't break the fast, even if he gathered it in his mouth and swallowed it. And Allah knows best. Now,
what about like the moisture that comes when you use a mishwak?
all this doesn't break the fast. This is from the saliva in the mouth. Saliva in the mouth doesn't break the fast. The saliva in the mouth doesn't break the fast. Now, it's best to try not to get the pieces of the miswak in your mouth, and if you feel them, get them out. But if it goes down unintentionally, it doesn't break the fast, because one of the conditions, as we mentioned previously, for the invalidator to be applied, and the ruling to be applied of breaking the fast, it has to have the intention. Now, it has to have the intention. He did it intentionally. But a person, like I said it before, a Muslim, he should he be careful. If he makes miswak, no problem. Make miswak any time in the day, alhamdulillah. But if he feels something in his mouth, he try to get it out. Those pieces, he'll try to get them out. If he swallows it on accident, inshallah his fast is good, and Allah knows best. Now,
Like
The flavored miswak, this one is different. And this one is different. This one has an addition to it. So this one, Allah knows best. I wouldn't use the flavored one. Toothpaste will break the fast. It's permissible to use toothpaste in the daytime, but it's preferable not to, because how strong the toothpaste is, and sometimes it's hard to remove it, and a person will eventually even accidentally swallow it. So he should avoid that. He should avoid that. Use the toothpaste before Fajr or after Maghrib. Now, and Allah knows best. But if he using it in itself doesn't break the fast. Now, we should probably close, inshallah. We have a few minutes before Maghrib. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us steadfastness in His religion and to make us upright and firm. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما يحول بيننا وبين معاصيك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا اللهم متعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من آدانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.